Nirvana were a great band, a band that redefined popular music in the early 90s. As a huge fan, here are my list of top 5 underrated Nirvana songs. Number 5. Lounge Act is on the second side of their chart-busting album Nevermind. While many of the more commercial tracks on the album are lauded for their quality, I feel this one is a bit slept on. With a catchy guitar riff and even catchier melodic vocals, the track flies in the face of conventional songwriting. By repeating the first half of the song's vocals in an aggressive, shouty way that Kurt excelled at, it gives it a raw edge which always stood out to me, very often resulting in me rewinding the tape and listening to it again. As a young man, a friend gave me a copied tape of Nevermind and Bleach, so it wasn't until I was a bit older that I knew the difference between the albums, and I can honestly say back then I did prefer Bleach's raw and grimy sound. The standout track at number 4 for me wasn't about a girl, school, or negative creep. It was Blue. From the fantastic riff that as a young man seemed so different to anything I'd heard at that point, to the catchy vocal, "Now if you wouldn't mind I would like to Blue." It's still a track I come back to time and time again, and it never loses its appeal. When Kurt Cobain died, there were rumours that Nirvana had 3 unreleased tracks that were phenomenal. When number 3, You Know You're Right, was released many years later, I could understand why there was so much hype about the material they were writing after In Utero. I honestly believe that if they'd released another album, it would have been their best and sent reverberations across the music industry. Such a raw and visceral track, also seeming to be polished, with lyrics that say a lot about Kurt's state of mind at the time. The bass line and beat is crying out to be sampled by a hip-hop artist. It has such universal appeal. I'd be interested to know what the band themselves would have thought about that statement. Number 2 was never released on an album while Kurt Cobain was alive. It was released on a split single in 1993 with the band Jesus Lizard. I came into contact with the track around 1995 when I purchased a bootleg CD called It's Better to Burn Out Than to Fade Away. This featured a variety of unreleased tracks and B-sides. I love the raw vocals on the chorus, how his voice carries through the guitar riffs, but what always stands out to me is the break where you just hear Dave Grohl's drumstick click with that identifiable sound of timber. Number 1 is off their last album In Utero, and the raw sound of this track felt like a nod to their earlier work on Bleach. Radio-friendly unit shifter is a great criticism of the music industry and tries its best to be unpalatable, but that's part of the appeal to me. From the almost random noise of the guitar in the verses to the powerful and raw riff of the chorus, which really grabs you in a way only Nirvana could. However, the icing on the cake for me is the powerful guitar and melodic vocals on the bridge before the final chorus, which I think sums up the appeal of Nirvana in general. A combination of raw power and with the sing-along appeal, which felt like a combination that hit you hard in the chest. In the time that has elapsed between today and Kurt's death, it has become even more apparent how unique the group's sound was. Often duplicated, but never bettered. What tracks would you include in your top 5 underrated Nirvana tracks? Let us know in the comments section. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe, comment and watch my other videos.